Well, Julia, I like to say hello to you, and I thank you for coming to get my former life, my experiences, and it's always good, and I hope that people can learn from it. That's the main reason for me to speak. And pretty much that's all I can do today, because my body is not functional anymore. I was born in Germany, in Essen, August 22, 1937. And my father was working at the time at Krupp, and he was an engineer, a designing engineer for medical equipment. He was a wonderful man, very, very smart man. And he has lots of accomplishment and many, many things which he found out how to better the troubles the people have to go through, especially the ones that live in iron lungs, so they can have at least a life that they can look at people right in their faces instead of lying there and look through mirrors. So he had a very soft heart for suffering people, because he suffered himself. He had polio, and his foot was about this much shorter, so he wore a shoe which is very, very heavy on him. And so he suffered all his life with that. He was 4 years old when it hit him. But because physically, even so that he learned how to swim and exercise and all that, he was in a club. So he did all he could to keep himself as strong as possible. And he was a learned man. Now, why I speak so much about him right now, I think it is, for me, very necessary to know what kind of a man they killed. And he helped everybody. He was a very kind but direct man. I had respect for my father. I loved him, but more I had respect for him. My mother, she was a dressmaker, and she was also very good at her profession. She designed beautiful clothes and had lots of customers. But when she married, she took a break. She did not work anymore, because my dad made enough money. He had a car, he had a boat. And so he was, for my mother's experiences, he was well-to-do, and she didn't have to work. So they had a nice apartment. They got married 1933, I think. And 1939, Hitler, he just fired all of the Jews wherever they worked, and they lost all their jobs. And so that my father didn't suffer too much. My mother, then they moved to Cologne. And they moved back into the house where my mother used to live. But this time there was only one back room, which was for the servants. That's the room we had. There's a toilet in the front and a little sink in the little cubby for where you put your groceries and stuff. And the kitchen was an okay size room, but the bedroom was up under the attic. So that's where my dad always brought me to bed at night. And then he came again at 11, and so it was a routine. But then the war started, and I heard about the war. I still remember the nervousness of the people. My aunt was living in the front with a beautiful view on the marketplace, and suddenly the marketplace was altered into a splinter bomb, sand and wood. They built kind of a Schützengraben was called in German, a mountain which you can save your life, but it was used for many other things. So the beautiful marketplace was gone. And of course now we knew that something was ahead. Even so, I was little, I was 6 years old. I was already in 2 schools. The first one was bombed, then I went to the second one. And one day a teacher came to me and she says, "Renate, tell your mother not to come to school anymore." So, Mama, I don't have to go to school anymore.
Were you happy?
I was happy because it was a longer way than the first school. And you go through all kinds of main streets, you know, I'm 6 years old. No, I was happy. And my parents knew right away. So the next day we were gone. My mother and I went on a long trip. And we first went to the east of Germany, and then the mother came again, very short afterwards, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And I liked it. I liked the country, and I still remember I threw a rat away, and the cat, she attacked me the next day because I threw that rat away. Well, I learned cats remember. I love cats. And so Mother was back, and she says, "I have to take her because the Russians are on the way."